Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Today I am using this sketch from Stephanie over at Doodlebug, and if you follow my channel and watched last week, you will know that I used this sketch last week for Stretch the Sketch. Actually, this layout that I'm doing right now was done prior to the one for the Stretch the Sketch series, and I made the mistake of not stretching it, so I redid it in the 6x8 size that you saw last week on my channel. And here is what I originally did. My mind was not with me apparently, and I totally forgot to change the size. So I am using this picture of my daughter, and she is kissing her husband's forehead, who is kissing their brand new baby boy. And this photo was taken in November. So Noah, the baby, was just a week or two old, and I thought it was an adorable picture, and I wanted to scrapbook it. And you can see me flipping through all of these pages here. I am using Chamel's Head in the Clouds line for this layout, and I knew I wanted that paper that I'm cutting right now because it has some really cute sayings on it, like happily ever after and dream come true. And originally I was going to make the pink and burgundy paper the portion that is the diamond, but then I decided I really liked it the other way around. I went back and forth with which papers I was going to use with it, and I finally went with my original plan. And so I am marking the paper on the center vertical and horizontal axis, just like I did last week. And then I am cutting it on the center axis vertically, but horizontally I am about I would say 3/4 of an inch off center on each side, so it provides that little it doesn't come directly to a point is what basically is happening there. And now I'm marking this paper. I really like this rose paper, and I really liked it with the photo because the burgundy in it brings out the burgundy of the blanket that the baby's wrapped in, and the pink really brings out the pink in my daughter's skin tone. But I didn't like it with the paper that had all of the flags on it, or the pennants and banners and stuff. So I decided to go ahead and go with my original thought, but I wanted to save a piece of this, so I am gutting it. I'm just keeping that center section so I can use it on something else because I was not very smart and I didn't order 2 pieces of it, which I really should have. I will probably end up ordering a second piece of it at some point. There's actually several pieces in this collection that I will order several duplicates of at some point. So my grandson's baby book is pretty much all done in Chamel paper from all of her collections. And the reason that is not just because I love Chamel, which I do, because her papers and her style just speaks to me, but I happened to order a box of crayons, and it was sitting on the scrap room desk at my mom's house, and my daughter came in and saw it and fell in love with it. And she said, "Mom, I really want you to use that for the baby's baby book." And so I was like, okay, what better place to use it? So as I was using box of crayons, I thought, oh, I'll mix in a little glitter girl, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I have all of this paper from Starshine, and little by little, I basically have paper from all of her collections because I always buy her stuff, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to mix and match it all. So this particular layout is primarily Head in the Clouds. That center section is, I think it's Glitter Girl. I'm not 100% sure though. It could be also Box of Crayons. And then you see some papers off to the side there. The floral one in my hand right there is from We Are Memory Keepers, so there are a few intermixed. That green stripe is from Go Now Go. The turquoise one on the right hand side, the larger turquoise one, is also, I think that's also from Go Now Go. And all of her papers just work so well together, so I went ahead and decided I'm just going to mix them all up, use them in the album, and it works out perfectly. There are some additional papers I've pulled to mix in, like that one from We Are Memory Keepers, and things that just, I think, really coordinate well with it. So it's not 100% Chamel's collections, but I would say probably 85%. Anyway, so I'm pretty much following the sketch pretty closely. The only thing is the embellishments on the sketch are on the same side as the photo, and when I looked at that, it felt really off balance to me, and I don't know why that is. So I went ahead and just moved them to the other side of the page, and it felt a lot more balanced. And that's just my opinion. You could do it exactly like the sketch, and it would probably look great. Actually, the sketch looks great to me. I just don't know why when I put the stuff down on the paper, it looked off balance. So maybe because my embellishments were a little bit heavier than what the sketch called for. So I know I want to use that Dream Come True sticker, and I know I want my title to say Magical Adventure. And so I'm just using the thickers that came with the Head in the Clouds collection, and I really like them. They're not, they're kind of a rose gold. They've got like a rose gold sheen to them, and they're super pretty. So everything in this collection is really pretty, and you don't have to use it for girls necessarily. I know it's kind of fairy tale like, but there's a lot of boy stuff in here. And I really don't mind mixing pinks and, you know, more boyish colors on boy layouts, because, especially for this, my daughter's in a lot of the photos, and it's an album for her and for him, you know, starring her and him, because she's in a ton of the photos. Now, as he gets older, that may not be the case, but in this particular case, it works out well. I thought I wanted to use that dragon that's sleeping there, and I was going to tuck him under the letters, but then the letters covered up too much of him. So I will eventually take him out of there and replace him with one of the unicorns. He will be used on another page, and I've got a lot of pictures of sleeping baby, so he'll be used on one of those other pages. I have no lack of baby pictures, so not going to be a problem. Now I know I also want a little bit of a journaling spot, so I've pulled those journaling pieces from the Head in the Clouds ephemera, and I'm going to use those on the bottom right. The sketch did not have a lot of room for journaling, and so I wanted to make sure I had a little bit of room. This photo doesn't require a ton of journaling, but I wanted to make sure I had some space there. Now for this baby book, sometimes I journal on the page, but oftentimes I leave it for my daughter to write her notes on, because I really want her to be able to have her thoughts documented for her son. And she's been really good about it. I usually have 3 or 4 layouts at a time, and she just goes through and writes down whatever she wants to note on it. Sometimes I write down a note that she might have sent in a text to me, and it's just working out really well. She does scrapbook. She hasn't done it in a long time, but when she was much younger and we did 4-H, she was the scrapbooking junior leader, so she does know how to do it. She just doesn't have the time and the interest right at this point in her life. Maybe someday she'll get back to it, but for now, I get the pleasure of scrapbooking all these wonderful baby photos. So I'm going to go ahead and use the standing up unicorn. I liked the sitting down one, but the way his face was oriented, it looked like he had his head in my son-in-law's ear. So I decided not to use him. I've stuck a little bit of foam tape under his head, the unicorn's head, not my son-in-law's head, and under his tail, just to give him a little added dimension. I didn't pop up his feet because they are underneath the letters, the foam thicker letters, and I didn't want them to overpower the words. So just his head is popped up. And then the words Dream Come True, that is also popped up, and so is the little, I almost said dinosaur, it's not a dinosaur, dragon piece that I just put down. He's popped up as well. And then I really like the floral there, so I went ahead and used that. And oh, when I flipped that over, I saw the back of that striped paper, and I believe that is Glitter Girl because it has the birds on it. I think that's the Glitter Girl collection. Anyway, off on a tangent. Let's see here. I am going to end up using some of the stars off of the thicker page as well. Actually, they're more asterisks, not stars. And puffy hearts. And the Secret Not Secret Kit Club had a package of sequins from Spiegel Mom scraps, custom done for this particular collection. Actually, I'm not sure if they were done just for this Secret Not Secret Kit Club, but that's who I got them from. So Spiegel Mom Scraps created this special collection of sequins, and they came in my kit of Head in the Clouds from Secret Not Secret Kit Club, and I love them. They're beautiful. You'll see them being put on here in just a few minutes. Now I'm adding some little sticker hearts from the tiny sticker book that came with this collection, and my goodness, the stickers in there are super small, perfect for scattering little things. I think they were intended for planner people, but I'm not a planner person, and so I'm just gonna scatter them around like I would sequins or enamel enamel shapes. So we're just about to the end of the video. I wanted to say thanks so much for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Also, if you have any questions or comments, you can leave those down below. I do read all of the questions and comments that are left, and I try to get back to them as quickly as possible. And I do appreciate any suggestions that you might have. If you are not a subscriber, I'd love for you to subscribe to my videos and to my channel. I try and get my content out once a week, usually on Sundays. I know I was a little bit off in the holiday season, actually November and December, due to babies and holidays, but hopefully in the new year I'll be back on track. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.